So what I'm going to be showing you today is how I find products that can make you anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 and upwards. I've had one product make me $22,000 a month. So I'm going to show you exactly how I find those. Now, this is just one of the many techniques that are shown in the course. I'll show you guys those later on. So let's jump right into it. So there's a couple things we want to look for when we're looking for products on Amazon. Now, the tool I do have up is called Jungle Scout. It is a paid tool. It's $97, and it's almost a necessity. It's just one of the many ways to research. It's my personal favorite, so that's why I'm showing you guys in this video. So what we're looking for products on Amazon is we want them to meet a certain criteria for sales, a certain criteria for how competitive they are, in between a certain price range, and etc. So first things first, on this tool, you can select different marketplaces. So if you are looking to sell on Amazon, you can sell on any country's marketplace from anywhere in the world you want. So if you live in Africa, you want to sell in the US, you can. You live in the United States, and let's say I want to sell on the UK, I can do that. So it works from anywhere in the world. You can do this. So for me, I'm going to put the US marketplace. Now, we now get to narrow down kind of our categories. So there are certain categories that are restricted on Amazon, and you need approval to sell on them. There's a whole module on that in the course, but I'm just going to unselect some of those right now, which happen to be beauty. And now these all make sense why they are gated, because they can affect people like personal care, beauty, groceries. It's all things that might need approval. One thing I always select is the cell phones and accessories, because it's just a very competitive category. Unselect food, that is gated. Watches, video games, software, musical instruments, Kindle store, we're not looking to sell ebooks. And I think that should be good for right now. And okay, so we got our categories all selected. So what this tool does is we put in what category and certain price, rank, sales, reviews, etc. You don't have to use them all. And it pulls everything on Amazon that meets that certain criteria. So we are searching every product on Amazon that meets our criteria, and then we kind of go through them and check them out. So when you're looking for a product on Amazon, what do you want the price range to be? So what I normally do is $15 to $50. Now, why 15? Because if you're going any lower, your profit per unit is going to be under $5 after fees and shipping and whatnot. And it's really not worth our time to make $2 or $3 per sale on Amazon. It's just not worth it. Now, why 50 as the max? When anything's over $50 on Amazon, people normally have to think more about the purchase. They need to consult a spouse and whatnot. So we want to stay in that range. And for you guys, it's going to be easier to start at a lower cost. You only need about $1,000 to get going with this, maybe a little bit less. I've had people start with $500. So that's why the price is like that. Now for net and rank, we're not worried about that. We're just worried about sales. So minimum sales, let's say our goal is to sell 10 units a day. So these are based off monthly. So I'm going to put 300. So 300 sales a month minimum. I'm not going to put a maximum, because if someone's selling 10,000 a month, I'll gladly take that. So 300 minimum. Now the goal here for profit is $10 plus profit per unit after all costs. So 300 sales. So what does that mean? That means minimum we're making $3,000 profit a month off this one product. Now we want, we're leaving revenue. We don't care about revenue. We just care about the sales and the price, because that would in turn come out to revenue. Now reviews. Now reviews on Amazon are how we gauge how competitive something is. So Amazon's ranking algorithm is mainly based off of sales volume, so how many units you're moving a day. But reviews also play a factor, and that's the best way to determine how competitive something is. So normally, I'll put maximum reviews 75. So when we're getting reviews on Amazon with the launching strategies we go over in the course, we can easily compete with products that have 75 or under reviews. And as far as weight, I'll normally put a maximum of 2. So that's 2 pounds. Why is that? Well, we want something small and light to sell on Amazon, because Amazon's fees are based off of size and weight. So the smaller and the lighter, the lower our fees will be. Example would be, let's say we have a 1 pound product, maybe this big. Fees are probably $3. Now if we have a 2 pound product this big, fees are probably 6 or 7. So you can see the difference that makes. So we want something that's relatively light, fits in a shoebox. My normal is under 1.5 pounds. But if the profit's still there on a 2 pound product, we will look at that. So you don't have to mess with any of these. We don't care. I mean, you can put standard just to make sure, but I'm not going to be worried about that right now. So seller, is Amazon the seller? Is it fulfilled by Amazon, which is someone doing what we're doing, FBA? Or is it fulfilled by merchant, meaning they don't take advantage of Amazon's warehouses and they ship everything themselves? I don't know why anyone would do that, but we just hit search and it pulls up every single product on Amazon that meets the criteria of 300 plus sales, under 75 reviews, and in between this price range in these categories on the United States marketplace. Again, you can change any of these. And what we do from here is we just scroll down and start looking up certain products we find on Amazon.com. And Jungle Scout, this is considered the Jungle Scout web app. And then Jungle Scout also has, I'll show you an example real quick, a Chrome extension. So I always use camping hammocks as my example. A Chrome extension, which is right up here, where when you press it, it pulls all the data for all the top listings. Now, not counting sponsored, which means they're paying to be here, so it doesn't include these. All the top listings in order, their prices, what brand sells them, their sales, which you can see are very high, their reviews, again, very high, what their average review rating is, and what their fees are, so we know what they're paying. Now, of course, this isn't including their price that they paid per unit, but you can see from here, a lot of data. It's almost like a whole Excel sheet, and this is a necessity. You guys need this tool. It's very cheap though. It's a one-time purchase, very simple. But, so the whole process is we look up things on the web app that meet our criteria, and then we go look at that product's market as a whole. Because a product can meet our criteria, but if there's just one of them and then all the sales under that are way lower, we're not going to want to get in that market. We don't think we can capture those amount of sales. But if we see multiple people on the top all meet our criteria of over 300 sales a month and under 75 reviews, then we could probably get in there, get ranked, and take a lot of those sales and be selling pretty much the same or better than them, depending how good our listing is, our marketing, and whatnot. So what I'll kind of do here is just scroll through. Now, I don't mess with clothing. Sunglasses are gated. That's what I didn't unselect. Sorry, guys. Clothing, shoes, jewelry. And I'll kind of scroll through here. So let's see. Now, when I go, so what I do is, so let's say non-slip furniture pads or furniture pad grippers. We want to take the broadest keyword, so the shortest keyword, where you can find that exact product to look at the numbers, because that's going to be what is searched most. So if I just go furniture pads or grippers, we'll try grippers. Now, if we put something longer, I'll show you guys an example. And then we don't click on a listing because we want to see this whole market, product market, and it pulls all the sales and all the reviews. Now, how do we analyze this? All this looks confusing. What do we look at? First thing I look at is the sales. Do 7 of the top 12 listings, so out of the top 12, do at least 7 of them meet my criteria of over 300 sales? The answer, let's count how many are under. So we got 1, 2. So 2 out of the top 12 don't meet our criteria. So 10 out of 12 do. That's a good sales right there. That's what I want to see. Pretty consistent all the way down. Do the reviews meet our criteria? So 7 out of top 12. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 out of the top 12. However, a lot of big reviews here. So that does have to come into play a little bit. You got to keep that in mind, that these guys are kind of untouchable up in this area. So I wouldn't even count these. Now let's look at price, because we see a lot of fluctuation. We see $10, we see $20, and so on. Now the prices, there's too many lowball offers here, so this would be something I'd stay away from. There's not really any profit here to be made. Example, this guy sells for $9.99 after fees. He's netting $5.50 plus product cost, so there's not going to be profit on this one. So that's why we need to look at the market as a whole for products and not just go off one number we see here. So I would, in theory, just keep scrolling, looking through, pulling up things that look interesting. Now, one thing on Amazon you guys got to know, it's the most random, weird little products that do sell well. It's not like, let me think of what sells well. Oh, okay, maybe that. It's always the most random, like these things, something like this, like lint-free roller covers, things like that. But let me show you guys one more, just so you get the idea. Let's see what looks interesting here. I'm trying to find a decent one for you guys. Now, product research is the one thing on Amazon that is the most important aspect. I can't stress that enough. If you don't do this right, no matter how good your marketing is, good your listing is, you won't get enough sales. However, if you choose a really good product and you're terrible at everything else, you'll still get sales. Might not be as high as if you did everything right, but you will still get sales. So that is why I stress this so much. So let's look at this for fun. Pop-up mesh screen food covers. So what would be the shortest keyword we do for that? Food covers. Or screen food covers. So it looks like food covers, it's all the same, it's all this. That means that's the broadest keyword. And let's pull up the data again and see what it looks like. Now right away, after looking at the reviews, I see all of these high ones right here. So this product would be a no-go for me. And it might be seasonal. I'll show you guys how to check that in the course more, because there's more that go into checking on products and other data. But this is just kind of the one of many ways using Jungle Scout as a tool.
So that's going to be all for the training. Now let me show you guys the inside of 7-figure machines. So what do you get when you invest into 7-figure machines? Well, the first thing you're going to get is our 7-figure machines core training. Now, you have 24/7 lifetime access, and you'll have access to us as well. You'll have the ability to go through each and every one of these modules. There's hours and hours worth of training that is step by step, all the way from product research, finding suppliers, listing, and the list just goes on and on. Now, you have all of these as well as a couple extra bonus videos I added and my exact resources and templates I personally use. So you have our checklist for products, our supplier email template, shipping and freight forwarding resources, product costs, accounting, etc., etc. Now, on top of that, we've added some bonuses if you take action right now. Now, the first game changer we have is just our basic training, like I was just talking about. Our second is our income multiplier software. Now, what this software does is different than anything else out there. This is our personal software we used, and you can see a video of it in work right below this. Game changer number 3, we have a 7-figure setup call. So you'll get 100% invite-only access to our live Q&As where we hold nothing back. Essentially, we're ensuring you become successful. So no secrets, no nothing. Just sharing everything with you guys. Game changer number 4, Business Scout program. So you have access to our sourcing managers, saving you hours of research. Game changer number 5, our contact templates. You're getting all those templates I just named above under the resource section. All of these and more. Now, game changer number 6, support. We will never leave you high and dry. We'll always answer messages, and we will help you along the way and hold your hand. Game changer number 7, Product Research Pro. So we will handhold you through the entire process, giving you an upper hand, showing you exactly what to do. Game changer number 8, Done With You products. So you will have us to analyze your product and make sure everything looks like it's right and make sure you are set up for success. Game changer number 9, which is a bonus, is the Sales Infiltrator software. So you'll have instant access to our Amazon review software where we have a peer-to-peer review system to ensure you rank and generate tons of reviews for your products. Now, our bonus is game changer number 10, and that is a 3-week live case study that my partner and I are putting on where we'll have live calls with coaches, other million-dollar Amazon sellers, and they'll tell us exactly what they're doing in their strategies so you get a behind-the-scenes look. Now, bonus game changer number 11 is Done For You campaigns. So we will do all the work, all the research, all the creation for your campaign when it comes to Amazon advertising. We will do that for you for your first campaign. The second to last bonus is game changer number 12, and that is yearly Amazon training. So most programs will just leave you hanging and take your money and then leave and let you do the rest. So for this, we didn't want to do that to you guys. We provide every 7-figure machine member with yearly Amazon training so you know what's working and what's changing. And lastly, game changer number 13, 0 startup costs. If you need help funding your Amazon business, we'll show you where you can get startup capital so you do not have to worry about having any yourself. Will this work for you if you don't already have a niche selected? Yes, it will. You do not need to come in with a niche in mind. It's actually better if you do not. That way, your mind is open. You don't have a preconceived idea of what you already want to do. You can come in, just go off of the raw data, which is what you really should be doing. Find products that are going to be very profitable and go from there. So you can almost back yourself into a niche after you start, but it's better to not have a niche chosen in mind when you are starting. What type of products will you be selling? You'll be selling pretty much anything and everything. So you will be selling random little things you've never heard of. You'll be selling things you have heard of. It's really up to the data. It really depends on the numbers. There's no way of saying an exact product you're going to sell until you do the research, look at the numbers. A couple examples of things I've sold are camping hammocks, faucet extenders, things like that. So it varies, wide variety, all the way from baby products to sports and outdoors to personal care, anything and everything. Will this work for you if you have no prior experience on Amazon? Yes, it will. It's made to teach you step by step, hold your hand along the way. You don't need any outside knowledge. You don't need to know anything about Amazon. You don't even need to know what Amazon is to start this. We're going to walk you through, hold your hand step by step, exactly the very simple strategy we use. How do you find products? So I personally use a software I developed called Income Multiplier. Now, I've used this for a couple months now and have gotten some great results from it, actually over a year, but it's done wonders. It sorts out all kinds of different products and we can choose from there, but it saves a ton of time instead of having to go and sift through millions of products on Amazon the old-fashioned way that everyone does still.